If you have been paying very close attention to my account, you understand that I've not been posting for a very long time. And why? It's because my laptop has crashed. It has crashed. You understand? And you guys remember when I said that, what if I told you people that I knew the origin of humanity, as in how humanity originated from, how it came into existence? I've been working on this now for the past 10 days now. And I said that it is going to take me about 2 weeks for me to bring it together. Only 4 days remaining, then my PC crashed. I think my IP address has casted. I'm not even into Yahoo. I don't do Yahoo, so I don't know why it will cast. I don't know. And my PC crashed just like that. It's crazy, for real. And all the information that I got are in there. They're all fried up. It depends me, sha, but no problem. That is by the way. Listen, you see this word you see, but this word is so deep to the point that if you know what's happening and how everything's been operated, like you are going to lose your mind. Like that's why they say it is not everybody that can handle the truth. You understand? Why they say such a thing is because of what? Mindset differs. You get the point? Mindset differs so much to the point that if your mind can't carry the truth, you can actually analyze yourself because of what the consequences or what the outcomes of everything that lies ahead, how it is. Like you can't really withstand such a thing because of what? Your mind isn't strong. That's why they be like, people will be telling you in the street, bro, you don't get liver. You get the point? Let me tell you this. There was a movie I watched 2 days ago. Though I've watched this movie before, but just that I saw it online. I'm like, let me go and watch this movie again because of what? I love watching movies that I've watched before to gather more information on it. You understand? Because when I watched this movie, I could remember that I really watched it because of entertainment purposes. I didn't watch it to decode what that movie was actually talking about. Remember, in the movies where they tell you the truth in plain sight. You get the point? So I watched this movie, and this movie revealed to me a whole lot of truth about this world. I'm not talking about the origin of humanity on this. I'm talking about how this world government operates. You get the point? You see all this chaos you see today that is happening today. That Nigeria has people who are unaliving people on the northern side of the country. People who are dying in Somalia. People who are dying in what's it called, Sudan. People who are dying in what's it called, a whole lot of places that war is going on. The government are aware of it. Remember when Abacha said that if an insurgency should last in any country for 24 hours, that country's government has a hand in it, or a politician in the cabinet member, or probably in the House of Assemblies has a hand in it. You get the point? But that is by the way. But still, all still joined together. What I'm trying to say in essence is nothing but that a war is happening today is being orchestrated by people who are still in the government system that operate with armed dealings. You understand? It is very, very deep. There's a movie I watched. I'm going to disclose it at the end of this video. You get the point? Calm down. This movie made me realize that if your government tells you not to panic, that is the exact moment you should be panicking. If your government tells you not to run, that is the exact moment you should be running. Because they are still the one that created this chaos. And they are receiving benefit from it. From your own agony and chaos. Now you look at UN, you look at what's it called, Bill and Melinda Foundation. You look at what's it called, a whole lot of this humanitarian organization that helps people, especially UN. Whenever there is chaos in a certain country, they will be sending humanitarian aids. They will be sending helping hands and all those stuffs. What do you think that these people are getting from those stuff? You think it is all about charity? Now pay attention. This world is so dark to the point that if at least 20% of us knew what's happening and how everything is being operated in this world, we will have no other option but to flip the hierarchy, the world hierarchy pyramid. Now, as you can see on the screen, this is how the world actually works. And I will explain, but one at a time. Today, I want to be talking about the World Financial Control, which includes the IMF and the World Bank. Now, listen and pay very close attention to this I'm about to say, for it's even more deeper than you and I think. Now, what is UN all about? If you make your research on it now, you'll be told that it is a global organization that was created in 1945 to keep world peace, to protect human rights, and to help countries work together, which this is the propaganda they want you to believe on and also to agree on. But what if I told you that these organizations isn't what you think it is? What if I told you that these organizations are the major problem to why there is war in every corner of the world, and that's why they are always present whenever there is chaos or crisis and pretending to be helping them? And bear this in mind that they have over 193 active members in this organization, and numerous of them produces weapons. Countries like United States, Israel, France, Italy, and Germany. And in these 193 active members they have, many of them are also in NATO. So you see, they work hand in hand, UN and NATO. Now, for you to be a weapon producing country, how do you make sales? If there is peace, Since you all are into the UN to protect the human rights and to bring peace and bring work together, how do you make sales? If you are producing weapons every day, how do you make sales? It's very simple. You create chaos, you create crisis, you create war for you to be able to sell your war equipment. This thing I'm telling you right now is happening as I speak. And with this being said, IMF, World Bank, Central Bank, tax revenue, interest revenue, Bank of International Settlements will make more money. They will acquire properties, they will acquire airports, companies, even mines, or take over a country's government and run them when that country can be able to pay up the loan they borrowed during the war. And as this is going on, WHO will be making tons of money out of it. This man here, I won't mention his name because I will remove this video. So this man here will be using that opportunity to do what he does best to the women and children in the refugee camp, or in the name of humanitarian aids or helping them. And by so doing, your able-bodied men, which is your youth, has been forced to war to protect their country, and they will be buying in numbers. Then your government, who has borrowed billions in dollars to buy weapons during the war and to rebuild the country's economy, are now in debt. Then your women and children are being used as experiments in the refugee camp, all in the name of giving them aids or caring for their health. But at the end, tampering the women's childbearing, buying and reducing the longevity of the children which are in the camp, which these children are actually the future of those countries. So therefore, 60 to 70% of the youths are erased, cripple the country's economy, and destroy the future of that country, which are the women and children, and making huge amount of money off it. So since those countries has been pushed into multi-dimensional realms of poverty and can't pay up the loan they borrowed, then neocolonialism steps in. Then the looting of those countries' resources will take place. I mean, look around you in Africa and the dot will start connecting. The thing that opened my eye to this was a movie called Lord of War, portrayed by Nicolas Cage. And this movie was actually a documentary about a man called Victor Bout. And this Victor Bout was a Russian merchant of death whose illicit armed dealings inspired this movie called Lord of War. And his actions in these things you see caused millions of deaths in Africa. And in this movie was where I found out how the government of this world you see has a hand in all this chaos, crisis, and buying of everything you see that is happening in the world today. This movie opened my eyes to the point that chaos or crisis can't stop. War can never stop in this world because a lot of government system are benefiting from it. And this thing you see that they are buying people, or probably the UN or the NATO are flying in 24/7 in a certain country to protect them. It is all orchestrated movement by them just to get money. You get the point? Just to make profit of everything which you see. So war can never stop. Rather, they are the one who are actually creating it with people who they call merchants. Merchants of death, just like Victor Bout, a Russian merchant of death. I don't know if you understand me. And many like this man are still existing in Africa to today. How do you think Fulani men, bandits, and Boko Haram gets their weapon? How do you think? You think they just manufacture it by themselves? No. If you have watched this movie, Lord of War, you are going to understand how those armed dealings went, how it goes. For you to know that the government are actually aware. Even the armies, the navies, the air force, the police are actually aware that things like this enters into the country. People in the government system are actually aware that something like this is actually happening, and they are giving in their consent and collecting their own percentage from it. I don't know if you get me. People who you call your leaders, people who you call your protectors are actually the one benefiting from your miseries. I don't know if you get my point. So what am I trying to say in all this? These nations and organizations that appear to be of help when there is crisis, when you go down the rabbit hole of secrecy, you are going to find out that they are among the cabals that plotted it. Because every war chaos is a business that has been orchestrated to yield tons of profit for people who deals with arms and corporations. Look around you in Nigeria, for example, and the dot will start connecting. Peace.